2020, what a year. Right? 2021, we made it. Yeah, 2020 was rough, I know. I was with you, I was there, not physically, but spiritually. So yo, if you're new here, I'm actually also new here. This is like my first YouTube video, but I'm Jed. Lovely to have you here. I make content on the Instagrams and the TikTokers and stuff like that. And 2020 has been a very rough year for all of us. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead, sit down and have a little bit of a year in review, because one of the best things that you can do for personal growth is to reflect. And I am trash at reflecting. I always forget to do it, so I never personally grow or develop. So here we are, reflect with me. It's gonna be so helpful, I know. I hope so anyway. At the end of this video, we all know. While it was super stressful and horrible and hateful and hurtful and all of those hate words, it has also been quite prosperous in terms for me and personal growth and development. But to start it off, can we just talk about New Year's? Like, I was going over New Year's footage from last year and it was so nice. I was in a club, the balloons were coming down with my girlfriend, having the time of our lives, and then this year I spent it alone. Yeah, it sucked. So, January 2020. I actually kind of started January 2020 in New York, which is kind of mental because I've never been there before. And I went with a few work friends. I'll tell you right now, the best thing about going back to the States is absolutely the Chick-fil-A. Man, I'm not kidding you. I literally took about 30 packets of those Chick-fil-A. And so did my friends. They're not innocent. I took like 30 packets of Chick-fil-A and brought it home and made like Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches for the next month. It was absolutely divine, or as I like to call it, delicious. Absolutely delicious. But that's not the only thing I did in New York. I did get to visit the World Trade Center, which was like extremely chilling, and man, that is a heavy place. If you're going to go there, at least be prepared for it, because I absolutely was not. On top of that, I did get to do quite a few photo shoots, and I'm quite proud of the photos, if I do say so myself, sir. But it's crazy to think about, I got to experience that. I got to go to New York, I got to do photo shoots, I got to meet incredible new people, I have some amazing experiences. But to be honest with you, one of the best things that I've experienced this year, and I haven't actually shared it on my socials because it's kind of like Basically, me, Mark, and David were in New York, and it was one of the last days, and we wanted to go to the top of the new World Trade Center, right? Because you can see the entirety of New York City. It's absolutely beautiful. But while we were going over there, David said that he couldn't go anymore. He was going to go see his girlfriend, and we were like, cool, we will give this ticket that you bought to someone who has experienced homelessness in New York along the way. Along the way, we did eventually find someone.
Nice to meet you, bro.
We're gonna head up to the World Trade Center at the top. We've got a free ticket if you want to come.
Go up there?
Yeah, to the
top. I'd love to go up there. Yes, I would.
Fun, wouldn't it?
I've never been up there.
Yeah.
Well,
and we decided to go ahead and bring Stephen up, and he was so grateful, and he was absolutely the best candidate to go up with us, because he said that he had never actually seen New York from that height before, and he's lived in the city his entire life.
Take a photo of me.
Yeah. Are you happy? You having a good time?
Right now I am, yes.
Perfect. We're so happy, man. To be honest with you, man, that was the most wholesome experience that I've had in 2020. And it was in January, so nothing could really top it for the rest of the year. I've never showed this stuff before because I don't want people thinking I'm doing it for myself, because the reality is, like, this dude had an incredible time, and I want to be able to share that with the hopes that it kind of inspires other people to do the same, because, you know, we should all be helping people where we can. And if it takes this video to inspire one person, then you know what? I did my job pretty well. New York, I give it 5 delicious out of 5. I really need to come up with a rating system. I didn't think this one through. Moving on to February. I actually did get to go ahead and visit the Only Just Media Summit. Lucy had me out there as a content creator. Thank you so much, Lucy, for that. Super cool experience. Again, met some of the guys that were from New York in Belfast. Linked up with Joel. This dude, incredible. Man, it is so inspiring to see Joel's growth. Oh, Joel. Also linked up with Gabriel DeSanti, again, another incredible creator. February was kind of tough in the sense that we had like a new collection coming out, and back then at Outside In, my job, I was the only content creator, which made it super difficult because I had high aspirations. I wanted to have incredible photo shoots, incredible graphic designs, incredible advertising, incredible video work. But it was only me doing it on a 9-to-5 basis, and it was only 3 days a week at that point, which is kind of crazy. Man, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I was working 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. some days, but the content came out super sick. I was super proud of it for the small time frame that I had. You know what? Visual Jet kills it in 2020. I felt like I was just killing the game of content, and at the same time, I was still editing wedding films for the year previous. Yes, if you didn't know, I shoot wedding videos. Well, I used to anyway. So there was actually a lot going on in February. I didn't even think about it, but now that I'm thinking about it, there was a lot happening. I feel like stuff was solid. I feel like stuff was solid back in February, and then March. Oh, March. 2 things to say about March: coronavirus and TikTok. So again, I was on a high streak. I was running with the content. I was so confident in myself and my ability as a creator. Bro, no one prepares you for your first viral video on TikTok. No one. A lot of videos blew up on TikTok, but this one actually blew up in the sense that I gained a total of 100,000 followers. I had a massive spiral of depression and huge sense of imposter syndrome where I felt like I did not deserve the followers that I gained. March is what I refer to the best period of my life, but also the worst period, if that makes sense. Anyway, April. Dude, I tell you what, I would absolutely be lost without Instagram story archives. April, birthday month. Woo! I'm gonna have a sick birthday party. What we saying about birthday party? What we saying? Yeah, bro, April sucked. May, June, July. I'm gonna group these three together because this honestly was a big fat blur for me. I don't really know too much what happened during this time, but there was one thing that brought me joy, and it was that 2 months previous, I got a dog that wasn't even supposed to be in my possession, but I got to keep it, and after about a month, I thought to myself, yo, this dog, it's getting kind of fat. It's getting a wee bit, but how is that possible? Because I'm not feeding it. Like, I'm feeding it. PETA, you did not hear that. Then a week later, I was like, oh. So the dog had pups. It had 6 to be precise, and to be honest with you, it was so tough because I had to keep them for 2 months, and there's 6 of them running around peeing, pooing, chewing on everything, and having to just kind of become like a dad over that period of time while there was a lot going on and I wasn't really in a healthy mindset was tough, but it did bring joy. But in the end, I'm so glad it happened because at the same time, that one dog then made 6 super happy families, and I made sure to give the dogs out to people that I really trust, and I knew they would have a very good life then, because I could have sold them, but I decided against that because I just don't really believe in it. I want to make sure that if I'm going to give these little living being creatures to people, I want to make sure that they're going to have an amazing life. But one other thing happened in May of note, and it was actually ridiculous. I was out filming a TikTok for myself. I'll put it on screen here, but I was filming this direction in my alleyway because I live in this like these terrace houses and there's not a lot of space. So I was filming up this direction. It was going to be like an outfit change video. Walked out and this woman sitting screaming like, "What are you doing? Filming kids? You shouldn't be filming out here. What are you doing?" I'm not even kidding you. She called me a PED0, screaming at the top of her lungs. I'm not kidding with you. I have footage, and there was no one there when I was filming, but out of nowhere, this woman came up with like 8 children behind me, behind the camera, and just started screaming. I was like, yo, what is even going on here? But I'll play the clip.
Don't put the fucking camera where the fucking 6-year-old kids!
I'm not even kidding you, bro. This actually happened to me. July. Oh my god. July was kind of mental because I said I launched a summer collection. This is something I was heavily involved in. It was actually kind of mad because at that point I turned from just a content creator to like leading and directing the photo shoots, creating all the content, video, photo, graphics, whatever. And it was even to the point now I was actually helping to creatively direct this collection where I was actually doing the designs for the, like it made no sense, but it was like there was so much going on. But I personally was super proud of the amount of work that I managed to get done, like the content that I created, the diversity of the content, just the amount of photos and videos and graphics and how I even designed the like Instagram feed. I was super proud of it. So you know what, it was a tough experience, but a very, very vital one. This is also kind of the month where like I was so close to shaving my head because my hair was so long at this point. So to have my hair so long, man, I was so close to having a Britney and just kind of, why do I sound like a Nokia 2210, whatever it's called? August was kind of like the month of like rekindling my spark and kind of like finding myself again, where I started finding my feet, where I knew where I was going to go again, where I kind of opened my mind to other like sources of income. Just generally getting sun again was just delightful. It was so good. But I feel like September is when I really started kind of finding my feet again, where I was just like, okay, now I have a healthy relationship with numbers. I started setting myself realistic goals. I told myself I want to get into investing, I want to get into affiliate marketing, I want to start like generating more passive streams of income. And I started looking at my life as an investment rather than like, I need instant gratification right now, 2020, give me the instant gratification, if that makes any sense. But it was so good because, you know, I went out and filmed the ghost video, the ghost photo shoot. Man, that video got like 1 million views on TikTok, and to put myself out of my comfort zone to bring my girlfriend and her friend into town and like direct them on like putting a sheet and having to deal with like the weird looks around Belfast. But I also had like a photo shoot because we were doing a sale that outside in, and I was like, you know what, I want to go do one single shoot in a single location, so the aesthetic is kind of like all similar, and I wanted to start thinking like more like the mind of like a creative director, of like things to actually take into consideration, because if I'm going to do 10 roles as one person, I'm going to try to do it the best of my ability and kind of like keep a clear mindset of like how things will look online. But it doesn't quite reach levels of ghost photo shoot fun. That was just too fun. But the ghost photo shoot kind of leads us into October. October red, standing by. Is that a Star Wars thing? But October was so sick because I started actually seeing results of the goals that I set out for myself in September, because I was just slowly working on things instead of being like, oh, this is going to take so much time, whatever. I just started working on things slowly. So I launched my website, but not only that, but I launched it with my first ever merchandise, which is so sick. I launched phone cases with my website with like the ghost photo shoot. I was like, you know what, I was going to capitalize on this, but to just challenge myself to kind of think of it as like a campaign thing. But thank you all so much for like supporting that. I'm so glad I did that. But the great thing about October was I just kind of started making content for me again. So yeah, October was sick. I was happy with October. Thank you. You know, the first time 9.5 chef kisses out of 10. Just kind of like scrolling through like my October like archive for like Instagram stories, man, my content was popping off back then. Like now we're in lockdown again, so I can't do anything creative outside of the house. It's so stressful. But in November, not a lot really happened. I just kind of like doing more of the same. I was working very hard at work. I was creating a lot of content because we had like new winter drops coming up. But again, it was so sick because I got a good photo shoot done, got incredible content put out there. They've done really well, which I'm super proud of. And then even got to do like a winter Christmas scene photo shoot. Had to set all that up, and man, that was crazy. I was so happy with that. I had to go get a snow machine. I made a little vlog that day that I never ever posted. Classic visual J right here. Can someone tag Monster please and just like get them to sponsor me, because why Monster is the GOAT. And I had another viral video on TikTok in November. I got like 1.5 million views for some reason. And it just goes to show like the smallest bits of content that you think would do so bad can sometimes pop off for unknown reasons, which is why you just need to post. I'm not talking to you, by the way, in the camera. I'm talking to myself in the reflection. You need to post, Jed. But that was pretty much for November before we slid into December with another lockdown. December was actually mad cool because I had the opportunity to photograph one of my good friends Moses' engagement, proposing to his girlfriend Rachel, and she had no idea that was happening. She didn't know what was going on. So thank you for that opportunity, Moses. It was such an amazing experience just to be there. Oh man, I love moments like that. That's why I started as a wedding photographer. Had like a wee social gathering with my friend for her 21st birthday. I actually took my 3D camera to her birthday and got some really sick photos as well. Then I actually went ahead and invested in a new 3D camera. I feel like December was like the perfect way to end off the year because I was back in my feet again, kinda, and I was feeling super happy with the content I was creating on TikTok. I started introducing myself more and started talking more about Belfast in my TikTok videos and just kind of like hyping it up, because I think my goal for 2021 is to kind of like bring like LA energy to Belfast, because I was one of those people that always complained about, oh, I can't do this, can't do that because I live in Belfast. But it's like, you know what? Work with your limitations and your restrictions. Just go make content. Stop being a little and just go out there and create. But we also launched at Outside In our winter drop 2, which was kind of crazy, because we were just creating so much during that time period. I don't even know how I managed to keep up. But I also, actually, I forgot to mention this, hired a new content creator at Outside In. Woo! So glad that happened, because now it's like a massive weight off my shoulders where I know I can actually get stuff done because I have more hands on the deck. And just to wrap it off, Christmas. I got to finally spend it with my family because I have barely seen them this year, which is just because of the lockdown. I just like wanted to be precautious and stuff. So I made like a little video of that experience on my TikTok. That got like 100,000 views. It was like my first ever storytelling sort of TikTok, and that's what I want to get into, and to see like relative success from that has been incredible. But yeah, like every single year my mom makes us go to Castle Court and get a photo in Santa's Grotto, and it used to be so embarrassing when I was like 18, 19, but now I'm 21, 22. I'm like, yes, Santa photo, let's go, get the Santa photo. So to wrap off the year, it was an incredible experience, which makes me realize, guys, that's pretty much it for 2020. I think I probably missed out a few things, but this video is probably long as Mauchuka, so I'm sorry if you made it this far. You're a legend. And I guess a few things I want to end on here is like with 2021, let's use it as an opportunity for learning. I myself have took so many things for granted that I will no longer be doing. 2020 was a very rough year, but at the same time, it was an incredible learning experience. It was a time to recenter and refocus and kind of like understand yourself a little bit better. And if it was tough for you, as it was for me, just know that everything does happen for a reason, and just know that we are all exactly where we are supposed to be right now in this moment. So if things feel really crap right now, just know it is for a purpose, it is for a reason. You know, a couple months ago when I was feeling so down and depressed and I did not want to be on social media, I did not want to create at all at my job, it was all for a purpose, it was all for a reason.